Hello, Alex Lafkus here. I just got a new rod in the mail, and I want to show you a way that you will help keep this cork from disintegrating and turning into junk. Seems like the last handful of years, they've really, I don't know, whatever. Maybe it's not the last handful, but they've started using cheap cork. So, what I like to do to these right when I get them, fly rods, spinning rods, whatever they are, I get my UV sealant, U40 cork seal. Real simple process to do. I do this on my fly rods and everything, but I'm just basically gonna take this product and paint a light coat of it over the entire cork. So for a lot of people, if you're not fishing a ton, that's one thing. Your cork will last a little bit longer. Mine sit on in the sun, in a drift boat, in a motorboat, exposed to the sun, rain, whatever it is, a lot of days a year. And when that's the case, you'll start seeing that cork really break down, and it doesn't take long. So you just want to put a real thin layer of this on. If it's running and stuff, it won't penetrate. There's no sense. You don't do two coats or anything. It's just a nice light brushing application onto it, and that'll be all you take. I frog tape everything just so I don't have it running into other areas. Might be overkill, but whatever. For some of the older corks I have, I've refinished them, using, well, there's a lot of stuff you end up using when you have to refinish them, and it's a little bit more of a process. Wood filler is one of the things you use, a lot of sandpaper, a couple different coats of it, or a couple different grains of sandpaper, and some wood filler to really get it back to normal. Because what'll happen is little chunks of this stuff will come out, like I'm sure you've seen on some of your reels, or rods rather. So I had to go through and redo a ton of older rods I had this year, and it was a little more labor intensive. Just by doing this though, you're going to get a lot more life expectancy out of this cork. So I've just kind of started making this a process right when I get a rod to just go ahead and do this, and that way I won't have to do the refinishing as frequently. But that's about all it takes. Just 3, 4, 5 minutes. It's a dry to touch pretty quick, ready for use in 24 hours. So if you just do it right when you get your rods, you're going to be ready to go in no time, and it'll just be one less thing to worry about. So I'd strongly recommend doing it. Once again, it's U40 cork sealant. I'll put a little link in the bottom for it. Just a cheap little, foam brush that is basically disposable. It'll save you a ton of time in the long run versus having to redo them. So something to consider, something I do to all my rods when I get them, and you will notice a difference.